If there's one thing that Georgia doesn't mind, it's a low-scoring game. And if you remember, the last time Georgia played Clemson, that's exactly what happened. It was a very defensive game, just hard-nosed, smash-mouth football. Kirby doesn't mind it. Clemson doesn't mind it either. Clemson for the last decade has been just a very dominant defensive team. Yeah, they had Deshaun Watson. Yeah, they had Trevor Lawrence. But defensively, they've dominated. And that's something they've always, they've always had that as a power. They've always had that as an attribute to their team that's helped them to win the games that they've won. But lately, Clemson's been a little different. If you watch Clemson the last 2 years, they've been on a huge up and down, had some really good games and then had some really bad games. But are they going to put it all together for this coming football season? Guess we're about to find out. Because the very first game, they're playing them dogs. They're playing Georgia. And even though I'm a huge Georgia fan, I'm not a dumb Georgia fan. I know that Dabo Swinney is a legendary coach. He is a Hall of Fame coach. And I don't think his prime is over. I think he is very much who he is. And he's okay with being where his feet are. And coming into this game, I do think he is going to have his team ready. And I think having Georgia as the first game of the season for them is making their offseason incredible. I think that's what any college football team needs, right? Is a really good opponent for that first game. So your offseason, that's all you can think about. You don't need a Western Kentucky, Tennessee State, Middle Tennessee. You don't need that. You have a big opponent. Makes that offseason work look a lot better. Makes that investment pay off a lot more. Makes more people invest. Start off with, Clemson is returning 68% of their offensive production. No. Of their entire total team production from last year. That's a lot. That goes to show a lot of the players on last year's team were young. A lot of those players were building. They were developing it through the season. And a lot of those players were on the team the year before. So 79% returns on offense? That's crazy. Like that really is. That's ridiculous. 49% is on defense, which averages out to be around that. But it's just like, I think we know Clemson's coming into this game hard-nosed. They want it to be a smash-mouth football game. But the way their offense has been the last 2 seasons, I don't see them scoring 30 points on Georgia. I don't see them scoring 24 points on Georgia. But can Georgia score that on Clemson? Clemson's known for having good defenses. Even though they lost their, arguably one of the best defensive coordinators of all time, to Oklahoma, they still have a really good defense, or they've had a really good defense so far. They're returning that production is 32nd nationally out of all the college football teams. They're ranked sixth amongst teams that finished in the top 20. That's returning production. That's pretty good. So, anyways, that's Clemson. Then we go to Georgia. Georgia is known for wanting these first of the season big games, Chick-fil-A, kickoff, whatever it is. They love it. Kirby, who is at you could say he's in the prime. I think he's on the way to his prime. I think he just showed that he can do a lot with what he has, and he's continuing to build. People will tell you this is arguably the best DB room that he's ever had, just like they'll say it's the best wide receiver room he's ever had. And at Georgia, we're not prone to having a lot of good wide receivers at one time. Last year, we had a good bit of depth, but just not experience. We had Ra Thomas come in, Dominic Levitt come in, and they were there, but that was their first year in the system. And this to explain to you, we lost Ladd McConkey and Brock Bowers, right? We are returning 23% of our offensive production in wide receivers and tight ends. So that means, you get what that means. 77% of our offensive production from this coming year is going to be brand new. Brand new. It's almost 80% of our wide receiver and tight end production is going to be brand new. So we know that. We're okay with that. I know a good bit of it came from our running backs. Of course, we're a dominant running back game type team. We have offensive line for days. This is going to be a very good offensive line for Georgia this year. I'm not going to say it's the best offensive line we've ever had, but it's definitely the most depth we've had, which is really good. Georgia is returning 65% of production from last year. 76% of it is on offense, 55% on defense. They're fifth in the SEC in returning production. This is going to be a very good game. I think it is. I think it's going to be a very smash-mouth game. Dabo looking to show everybody he's not going away. He's not laying down. He's not retiring. He's not giving up. And then you got Kirby, who's going to try to make a statement that Georgia is what Georgia is. So it's going to be a clash of two really good head coaches, and I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. I'm going to say that my prediction, I think I'm going to go Georgia 28 and Clemson 14. I don't know if Clemson's offense, even though they have a great offensive coordinator, I don't know if they're going to score more than 14 points. Maybe a field goal, maybe get 17, but I don't know if they're going to score more than 2 touchdowns on this Georgia defense. So tell me what you think. I feel like that's a good prediction, but that's just me. So anyways, let me know what you think. Peace.